The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. And a happy holidays to everyone. We still have a show tomorrow to do, and we will be looking around. We've got something interesting happening in the oil market, folks. It's rallied $3 a barrel from the bottom that we had. Whether this is going to be just a bear market rally, which we anticipate it is, but it's still nonetheless a pretty good rally here. So we'll see what the rest of this week. Well, there's only 2 more days. Well, today and a half a day tomorrow, and it'll be a really slow day tomorrow. Tomorrow is the slowest day of the year, and frankly, the only people in there tomorrow at the New York Stock Exchange on a professional basis are people that are either trying to clean up a mess or to make a correct something. That's usually the case. Hardly anyone puts on new positions on Christmas Eve. However, we do have some pretty good volatility sometime during Christmas Eve. Now, at the break, we're going to have our good friend, Astro Trends, Norm Winsky, will be on. And he'll be able to give us some really good information. He's given us some fabulous trading dates over these past several months, and as long as he's continuing to do that, we're certainly going to have him on the air. But the first time he's wrong, folks, he's out of here. It's like the restaurant business. No, I'm just joking. We're all wrong a lot of times, but we try to be right once in a while. That's the whole key. Keep your losses as small as you possibly can, and try to find something that you like to trade and just do it. Okay, now the first thing we want to talk about is the stock market here. We've rallied up here to the 61% retracement at the 2042 level. We actually got up to 2045.5 earlier this morning, and we're trading at 2043. The 786 retracement is up around 2045, 2055. I don't know whether it's going to get there or not. In fact, this rally that started Sunday night late sort of surprised, well, not sort of surprised me, it did surprise me because of the fact that we had those 2 terrible days down in the Dow Jones where we dropped, well over 600 points, and we've taken back 61% of that. And so that's a pretty good hunk of real estate that it's picked back up. And maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe this is a bull market, but boy, it certainly doesn't look like a bull market. It doesn't smell like, well, it smells like something else in bull, but it just does not look that good. And we're very thin volume in here, folks. It really is. But thin volume only counts if you're long or short. If you're short, it's good. If it's okay, and if it's long, it's okay. But volume is not on your equity run anywhere. It's the price that's on your equity run. So that's what you have to consider when you're doing the trading. Is always focus on the risk. The profits will come your direction, but you have to be a little bit patient. And we'll see if we might have a guest speaker here today. A little 4.5-year-old trader is just about ready to take over the operation. Little Avery, but whether he's going to come in yet or not, I don't know. He's banging on the door, but his grandma won't let him in. But he might make it. He's pretty tricky. Okay, the bond market. We talked about the bonds yesterday. They had some pretty good support at 154, 20 area, 154.23, 24 area, and they've since given that up. And folks, this thing is looking more and more ominous every day. We reported that the open interest in the bonds was certainly negative because we had rising prices and falling open interest. With that means that the people are covering short positions, and the market will fall of its own weight after that is over. So we'll see if this is going to continue, but The next step on the downside is 153.5. And, the rates are going higher. I don't think there's any question about it. Whether that has any effect on the stock market at all, I really don't think that it does. Those of you that trade the S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones should really look at the German DAX. That market actually is the leader of the parade all night long. When it goes up, we go up. When it goes down, we go down. So that's where the volume is. That's where the players are, starting at about 2 in the morning in New York time. No one wants to get up that time, but that's where it really is. So when you get up in the morning, check that DAX out, because it really does control the intraday action, because the correlation is just extremely high. Now, the FTSE, which is the UK market, doesn't do nearly as much. In fact, it doesn't really do anything. Everybody trades the DAX. Hardly anybody trades the FTSE. And watch that. That's a really good indicator of what's what's going on, in some of these markets. As far as the U.S. dollar, the euro went up last night to really strong resistance up at that 109.75, 109.80 level, and we backed off about 90 pips from that. So we're probably going to go down and test the 108.50 level one more time in the euro. So that's another one that we're sort of watching. Also, the Canadian dollar, because of the strength that we're having in crude oil. Canadian dollar is also starting to, rally just a little bit. I mean a little bit. It's very, very small, but that's one we really need to watch, both crude oil and the Canadian dollar. And the reasoning for that is that the whole world is the opposite side on both of these trades. And if you can find a really good entry technique or entry place to get in, that's what you're really looking for. Frankly, I'm looking at a 3-drive pattern. We've had that in the crude oil market already, and we've also had that in the heating oil market, and both of those held up over their respective areas pretty good. I'm going to show you the one for the heating oil, because that also held exactly where it should have, and we'll see if we'll be seeing what's one. Someone's asked a question about whether the open interest in the bonds has anything to do with the end of the season. Not really, because the bonds, December bonds, are already history, and so we're already trading March, so that really has no effect on it. The interesting thing is the fact that the open interest in the oil complex is greater than the open interest in the bond complex, which is notes and bonds, and that's really amazing, because we do 3-4 times as much volume every day in the bonds and notes than we do in the oil complex. So there's some players out there, folks. I mean, some people must be looking for $20 oil, and there's a few people out there that think the oil could rally a little bit. So whether that's going to be well, history will tell us, what's correct on that or not, but we'll watch the rest of it as we go through. I wanted to show you here the hourly chart on the Dow E-mini today. You want to be watching that, because the 61% retracement on this Dow E-mini comes in at 17,461. And we got to 17,466 last night, so that hit that thing spot on. The Dow's up about 90 points right now into that area. So watch that real closely this morning, because if we go popping through that by quite a bit, we could go a lot higher today, just given the fact that it's a holiday atmosphere. Santa Claus did come back, and whether he's going to stay here or not, we'll wait and see. Now, we did get some good information from our good friend Shane Schmullian. He's my co-author of the book that we did on the astroharmonic cycles that he had worked on. And I wanted to show, this is the aspect chart of showing whether the aspects are positive or negative. As you can see in late December here, from the 22nd, we see the 23rd, 24th, 25th, we have positive aspects in here, and then they start to diminish towards the end of the year. And that tells us that the early part of January, if you'll notice the part below the median line, that's when the aspects begin to turn negative. They actually start turning negative around the 28th, starting down, and then they culminate around January January 6th to 7th. So we should have a negative bias in here. What this means, folks, is what it does is it takes all the aspects that are happening out there. These are cycle hits that occur. Another cycle hit is when Mercury is conjunct with the Sun, or Mercury is conjunct with Uranus or something like that. Each one of those has a weighting. It's either positive or negative. These weightings were done by a man named Dr. Barr. Can't remember his first name. He was from Princeton University. He did this back in the late 20s, early 30s, and it has stood the test of time through astronomy and astrology. So that's what people use to say whether these are positive or negative things occurring. And these are what we use to try to determine how the statistics of the market work with this. And it's not 100%. Believe me, there ain't nothing out there that's 100% that I have found. There is one thing. I'll mention that in a second. But it's all probabilities, and these work in the neighborhood of about 75% of the time. That's what we're looking at, folks. There is one 100% indicator, and I promise you, it will never fail you. If you're in a position and you are counting your money either by calculator or looking at it and licking your chops, that is it. That's the telephone indicator that Larry Williams gave me, is that when you're reaching for your calculator to see how much money you're making on a trade, pick up the telephone. Well, we don't use phones anymore, but get your clicker ready, because get out. That's the fear or the greed aspect coming into the market, and you'll be very, very pleased to follow that one. That's the only one that I know that is at the 100% level. It's just really just flat out amazing. So we'll wait and see. Yes, someone's asked a question about the Bradley dates and how it correlates with that. Yes, it does, because these are all weighted, and as you have more of them coming together, that weight brings them down to the lower end of that median line there, and that tells you that you should have a really strong date on January 6th or 7th. I'm working on the Bradley model for 2016, and I hope to have that done by the first of the year. And well, I should be able to do it, but the question is the time. I have to have the folks at Ensign Software get it ready for me, and then I'll have it out. Hopefully I'll have it out. Maybe I'll ask them today, and we'll see if we can get it done today, and we'll look at that. So this is the main thing. Yes, we should be, what this means is that we should be topping somewhere here between the 25th, 26th. Well, it's Christmas, but starting early in the week, we should be starting down and coming into January the 6th. That's what it looks like from the shorter term standpoint. Now, remember, this is all probability based. It's nothing that's 100%. So make sure that you keep your stops in, because these markets can get very, very active and go wacko. See, I thought it was going to stop at the 382. At 25 in the S&P, and we did. We backed off 16 points from that level, and then late yesterday, what did it do? It turned around and went right back up again. So it's following the number sequence really good, but it still has a bullish bias. So we'll see. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, we're back, and we're going to switch over to the. By the way, the crude oil has taken out the high of the last 3 days. We got above the $37 a barrel oil. And far cry from $140 a barrel, but we did take out those lows or the highs of the last 3 days. And I know some people that follow that 3-day rule will start to look to buy crude oil at that point. But we'll have to see how the market closes today because it is relatively quiet. We will have Norm Winsky on at the break, and then we'll be able to take we'll be able to give his take on oil, also the U.S. dollar and stocks also. Let's switch over to the gold here for just a second here, because what we're looking at is the fact that we're going to be looking at the situation where we did get up to that 1080, tried to get through the 1085. We couldn't. We got up to about 1080. Silver went exactly to the 786 that we had talked about. That was at that 1435 level. So those are the levels that it's running up against. Whether we're going to clear it or not, we'll have to wait and see. We've backed off about 11 or 12 bucks in gold, so it's really the same thing of what we're watching here. Now, I get several emails from people about Jim Cramer that didn't, they said that he doesn't do very well. He must be doing something right because he's the #1 guy on CNBC. He's the only guy there that's got his hourly show. and he's very entertaining. With his he's the Robin Williams of the financial markets. I mean, he really goes through the stuff very, very fast. I don't follow what he does. I watch, some of the things and some of the guests that he has on there. But I've met the guy. I've met his wife. His wife is really superior hedge fund trader, and they're no longer married. But her name is Miriam, I believe. Miriam or Meredith, I can't remember. But really a very sharp young lady. And but I don't know too much about him other than he's the #1 guy there, and he makes a lot of money being paid for what he does. So he wouldn't be doing it if he didn't offer something, because he's got a huge following. But like the man says, defy human nature, do your own work. So the ratings do mean, quite a bit with these things. So we want to watch it. The main thing, I think, for coming into the first of the year here is to keep an eye on this Canadian dollar bottoming, and then also the fact that we could be making a pretty good short covering rally in the crude oil market that could take us all the way to $50 a barrel. One does not know, but the fact that we were able to take out the highs of the last few days, is a pretty good thing. But we'll wait and see what the rest of it turns out to be, and then we'll go from there. But the Canadian dollar is starting to strengthen a little bit today as crude oil, starts to go up. We're making new highs on the day as our show is going on through here, but it's still real early. But we have rallied 10% in oil this week, and no one else thought that could happen. So whether that's going to be the case or not, we have to wait and see. And then what they'll, the people in the stock market will most probably consider a rally in crude oil is very, very bullish. Usually when there's a rally in crude oil, it's very, very bearish. But they'll make some excuse, to rally the market. But they didn't need an excuse, because the Santa Claus rally is in effect. We've got a day today, a half a day tomorrow, and those are positive days. Remember, the days before a holiday have about a 70% chance of closing higher. The most positive day of the year is the day following the day before Thanksgiving. So the 25th of November usually has a high probability of being higher. And the day before Christmas also is another day that is higher. Even though it's the slowest day of the year and the smallest volume, it does have the probability of closing higher at that time. So anyway, this is what we're looking at right now, and let's see what else I want. Oh, we covered the silver. We covered. Oh, I wanted to get to the grain markets. We've had several people ask about the grain markets. I've mentioned many times, nothing's going to happen to those grains until after the first of the year. I'm always in close contact with Rich Anderson, and Rich is telling us all the time that that it's not ready. It's going to have to wait until the end of the year, and then we'll be watching it. The patterns are setting up really nicely. We had pretty good bounces in corn and wheat, and also in soybeans. They rallied, 25, 30 cents in beans, 25 cents in wheat. Now, if we can just come down and consolidate at a nice pattern on these, this will give us a really good setup into early January, and that's the one that we want to be watching. 877-927-6648. Stay tuned for Norm Winsky.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're on the air with our good friend Norm Winsky of Astro Trends. Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Happy holidays. And you have the mic. We have your first chart up of your recommendations that you had for the S&P 500, page 1. So why don't you go ahead and we'll go through these page by page. I enjoy this as much as our listeners do, so you've got the mic.
Great. Thank you very much, Larry. I'm on page 1 of my notes. And last time I was on there, I think it was on here on the 7th, Monday the 7th, and alerted that one of my I had like two major dates for the month. One was the 7th. Got another one coming up here in a few days. It's going to coincide. It looks like it might coincide with your research. Anyway, the 7th, we're going to review this real quick, what happened. So we have 7th. I mentioned the planets, the markets associated with the planets involved. It was Saturn and Pluto. And those markets were cocoa, coffee, hogs, T-bonds, and oats, and of course the stock market. Let's take a look at those charts real quick at the bottom of this page. Here's your S&P chart. The red arrow there is on the 7th. just above the 7th there. So that's near that little high there before the big plunge,
And you had the 14th too as a date because you were telling us about that at the time. I remember.
We're going to get to that in a minute. I'm just going to go over because we have a group of associated with the 7th. I'm going to go through those real quick, and then we'll jump back to all the dates in between are mostly U.S. Financials, stocks, T-bonds, and dollars, and we'll go look at those. But anyway, here's the bond. It had a nice little short-term top there for the bonds on the 7th to the day. Here's your let's see. The dollar wasn't part of that deal. Here's the cocoa. Bang! That was a great trade there. It looks like that's the high of the month on the 7th for the cocoa. Here's your hogs. A nice little short-term bottom there. It was like off a day near the low of that early December low, but about just one day ahead. The low went slightly lower the next day. Here's the coffee. Tremendous trade here on the coffee. That's the high of the month for the coffee. The 7th. Bingo, bango.
Oh, I wanted to stop for just a second on that coffee chart, folks. That happens to be a perfect ABCD pattern up there at that 128 and change level, right, when Norm's date came right in. So that's where you have, a couple of things together that might have helped you. I don't trade coffee. That's not one thing that I have no interest in at all, but the patterns are certainly nice, and nor do I trade oats. I haven't traded oats in 40 years. So, anyway, go ahead, Norm. We're going to come up. Here's
the oats. One day off of the high of the month, and close to the high of the month there, price wise, and one day off on the oats. And
now these are shown on your letter as the key dates when you have your letter. These are done in advance, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, anybody can do them if they in history, but going in advance is a lot harder.
The December letter was published, I think, on the was the 30th of 29th of November. That whatever that Sunday was,
Yeah, I do my December letter at the end of December because it's much easier to show what's happened in the past. So.
There you go.
Go ahead, my friend.
All right, now we're going to jump back to the dates we had after the 7th because it's the grouping there is mostly U.S. Things to the U.S., which involve the U.S. stock market, T-bonds, and the dollar. So we had these dates there. If you want to jot those down, we had the 11th, the 12th. That was a weekend. That was the weekend. 11th after the close, so that would have been the weekend of the 11th, and I also had some stuff happening for the 12th, so that would have been over that weekend. We had a double date there for that weekend. Then we had the 15th after the close, so that would have been the 16th, and the 16th after the close, which is pretty much the 17th and the 18th. So we had a big cluster there, 15, 16, actually 16, 17, 18, and the weekend before that. So let's go look at that. Here's your S&P. Like you pointed out, I got two dates here. There's two green arrows. Bang, right on the morning of the 14th. That was a very good low there. Then we had a clunker here for the next date. I think that was the 14th, 15th. That would have been there. And then we went up and made a nice high here for the 16th. And we came back down, and I think we had that too for the 18th after the close. That's the next green arrow here. So then we have the bonds, and so I think we hit like 5 out of 6 here on the S&P. Here's the bonds. You have the high here. We did that the 7th. Here we had the double date here for that high of that looks like it's high of the month. Then we came back down. We had two dates together here for near the low in the either on the 15th, 16th. Then we went back up and made the high for right around the 18th. So it's working pretty well.
I have a question from one of our listeners, Norm. Do the holidays affect any of this at all, especially the Christmas time? The fact that we have a shortened session tomorrow and things like that. Or do these have any effect on the dates that you're looking at here?
I think it could maybe possibly somewhat dissipate the energy. Gets kind of spread out over more days.
Because you have less volatility of traders and stuff.
Right, because you have something to happen. Then if nobody's trading, then it sort of gets spread out over those calendar days when the market's not open, rather than getting focused on one particular day.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Here's your
Go ahead.
dollar. We had double dates here for the, like I said, over that 11th weekend. And bang, that was the low of the, been so far the low of the month. Had a miss here a day or so later. And then we met up, made a nice high right after that. And then we had to miss there. So dollar's been our kind of our turkey of the month now. We only got only 3 out of 5 there.
Well, that's 60%. That's better than a coin flip any day of the year. We had one particular email question about the euro versus the U.S. dollar. Do you have any overall thoughts about that you might be able to help us with?
Yes, sir. That'll be in the coming up window here.
Okay.
So let's jump to that now. We just finished our review.
Okay.
And let's see, coming up, here we go, major coming events. So we have the, after the close of the 23rd, that'll be tonight, maybe tomorrow. We have the U.S. popping up here. And guess what? We have, that's the U.S. Involves the U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollars. So we have a possible change in trend due over tonight. And then I have then my other big mega date is the 25th. Well, I think I saw you having some research there indicating the 25th is a big turn day. That's my favorite thing, is when the planets go direct or retrograde. That's called a station point. Uranus will be turning direct on the 25th. And so the two things indicated are the stock market and copper.
Norm, I have two questions. One, we have a request to someone would like to call you after your show today. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Give you a call. The number, you want to give them the number? It's 239 239-594-3939. We'll post that at the end of the show here. Norm, I have one other question that someone's asked, and that is, they've heard me talk about this before, and I'm repeating it from other people, that Christ was born actually during the time of when the planets, I think Mercury, Venus, and Mars were all in a super conjunction, and that's why the bright light of Bethlehem, or the star, was so bright. Do you have any research on that or any information on that?
Oh, yeah. Well, but I'd like to finish the market. That's a whole...
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, finish the market.
That, you know?
Yeah, we can't trade on that because that's past history.
There was a big lineup in Pisces, the sign Pisces, and, the 3 wise men were astrologers. You know that, right, Larry?
Yes.
So they were looking for somebody who fit that planetary pattern. There's a big cycle called the precession equinox, where the background of the stars shift to a new sign about every 2,100 years, and that's what was happening at the time. So that's like the big hour hand, and then we had when the small, the faster moving planets lined up for the sort of the minute hand. That's when the window was indicated for the birth of this Messiah.
Okay. On to the markets. Let's make some money.
All righty, that's it. So the 25th is the next big window here for a possible change in trend. And as I said, that we have Uranus turning direct. After that, then we're into New Year's Eve. And so we have a couple of things indicated for the 31st after the close. So that'll be over the New Year's weekend there. We have a lineup with Jupiter to the U.S. Neptune. And that'll be U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. So there's your dollar thing. And I'm doing some experimental work, not unofficially, that because it is Neptune involved there with the U.S., it might have something to do with the oil market too. Then we also have Mars changing signs going into Scorpio, and your Scorpio, so that'll energize, that'll be more of a short-term trade. Maybe it might be good for several days to a couple of weeks, where we energizes cocoa, hogs, and bonds. And then also we have a smaller aspect happening with Neptune and the U.S. North Node. That's a sort of an interest rate thing, and could affect the U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and the U.S. dollar. So there we go. So now we got
one question has popped up. What kind of software do you use to pull out these dates for your analysis, Norman?
Okay, I'm using it used to be Matrix that got bought out. I'm not sure whether they still call it Matrix or not. And that's the WinStar. WinStar, I think it's 2.1.
Is that the one that used to be called Blue Star years ago?
Yeah, that was the original model.
That's the one I did my work on. My first book was on Blue Star, but God,
Right,
so much is available now.
They were based in Big Rapids, Michigan. That was Erlewine. And about a year ago, he sold out to our friends in Gainesville, Florida, David Cochran's firm. I think that's it'll come. It's Cosmic Patterns. That's the name of their firm.
Okay.
So there we go. Let's talk about how they can get some goodies, free goodies. And so my system is that if you contact me, I'll get you a free letter. We're getting to the end of the month here, so if you want, we can set you up to get the January letter for free, and you get a free class with that, usually about 3-hour class. I'm going to try to share with you my 40 years of experience. I'm a former Chicago floor trader and been doing this for over 40 years. And we're going to go over Astro and advanced Fibonacci and fractals and all kinds of stuff. You get a crash course of GAN and all kinds of things, and try to cram that into about 3 or 4 hours of a personal class, one-to-one. With me.
Oh, Norm, we have a question. We had a riddle that I know the answer to the riddle, but I'm not able to give it until next year. Maybe you know the answer. Why is it that on advertisements for wristwatches, the watch is always set at 10:10, regardless of whether it's Patek Philippe or Vacheron or Cartier or Timex? It doesn't make any difference. It's always set at 10:10. Do you know why that is, Norm? There's an actual answer for that.
You got me. I never heard of it before.
Yeah, okay. Well, stay tuned, because right after the first year, hopefully we're going to have the answer.
I know why Mickey Mouse's watch is, when you see the advertisements for a Mickey Mouse watch, it's always set at 6:30.
There's a few watches that are set differently, but almost 90% of them that are through advertising companies are always set at 10:10. Why is Mickey's watch set at 6:30?
His hands would be at 6:30 just in case his pants fell down.
Oh, I bit onto that one. Oh, I bit my lip on that one. You know, Roy Disney was one of our accounts at Drexel, and he had a beautiful daughter that had all kinds of medical problems. She's since passed away, but what a nice fellow he was. And but he was the only one of the Disneys that I ever met. So what are you going to do?
Okay. Anyway, so if they would contact me, I just wanted to make an important note here that I'm having a problem with one of my emails. So if you go to my website, do not. I think the email on there is the bad one. So please take note that you need to, if you want to email me, contact me at nwinski@embarqmail.com. Okay. Or you could Skype.
Okay.
I got Skype at norm.winski is my Skype. My name with a dot in the middle between my first and last name. And my phone, as you mentioned earlier, Larry, is here in beautiful sunny Florida, 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939.
And you'll contact me if you have anything special that you want to talk to us about, like those dates that have come up so well that everybody's waiting for your next one with a great deal of anticipation. So you'll be sure to let me know, correct?
Right. Well, I think my next super window is right around that window you indicated there. Where we have, I love the station points when the planets go direct and retrograde, and we have two right around the between like the 6th and the. I think the 7th and 8th, right around your
January. Yeah, well, it's got to be the 8th because that was Elvis's birthday.
There you go.
Hey, listen, happy holidays to you, my friend, and may you have a wonderful Shana Tova.
There you go. Happy holidays, everybody.
All right, buddy.
Looking forward to having you.
Keep in touch.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, folks, we've got the stock market quite strong this morning. We got the Dow up about 120, the S&P's up about 9, and the NASDAQ up about 20 also. The NASDAQ is not too far away from its 61% retracement. We've made it in the S&P 500, and we made it perfectly in the Dow Jones E-mini, but the others have, still have not quite made it to that level yet. So this is a holiday atmosphere in here, so we want to be careful, wait and see what's going to happen. Overall, I just the breadth of the market, it's just these stocks that have been taking us up all the way are still doing it. These 150 stocks, the rest of them look like something on the bottom of your shoe, but that's neither here nor there. We'll see what happens. The German DAX has been the leader today. It's up about 182, which is about 2% for that index. So that's, pulling the markets higher. That started in the middle of the night. Also, right after it opened, it started to bring the market higher. We could get all the way up to the 2055 level in the S&P. I don't think we'll get much above that. If we do, that's the 786 retracement. We've had this is the fourth day. I thought we were going to have a 3-day rally, and we're in the fourth day. Monday, Tuesday. This is the third day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This should be it. You shouldn't get any more than 3 days if it's really bearish. So it's gone farther than I thought it would, but that happens a lot. I get surprised quite a bit. So we'll watch it very closely. The bonds still look lower to me. We're going to go down. We're almost at the 153 level already. We hit it just a minute ago. The question is, the gold looks like we're still going to back off. Probably test the 61% retracement of this last up move that we had, which takes us into about the 1055 level one more time. As you notice, every time we get down to 1050, 1055, buying seems to come in. So we'll watch that. We'll be able to see. We just got information from one of our favorite people that 255 is where the S&P opened for the year. So we're almost unchanged on the year. That's not much of a return considering the ups and downs we've had. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude. May God bless, and a happy holidays to everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.